I get so happy when tourists ask me for information, because they don't ask me a lot, so I get overexcited. And the Indian family yesterday, they asked me where the bus to Ala Moana was, how to get on it. And I'm like, oh yes, yes. What you do is you go up here, you see that first bus stop, you want to go in there, jump the bus out. I'm like way over eager guy, because I don't get asked a lot. People want to talk to you. Trust me, most of my day is spent trying to identify possible interactions and navigating around it. This includes people slowing up on the street for you to catch up to them so that they can, you know, do some whatever expedition dump on you. I can see that kind of thing coming, and I just kind of, you know, if you're an extrovert, this is the place for you, because everybody wants to talk to you. Unfortunately, a lot of the time it's, you know, nonsense. Someone wants something, or, you know, they just nosy. There's a lot of that too. I don't mind, like, if you're, you know, you're in the elevator with someone, or you know, it happens by chance, someone strikes up a conversation, that's fine, I don't mind. But when they start, like, when they notice you and they want to talk to you, so they kind of manipulate the situation so that you come upon them. One of the more extreme examples I've talked about is recently, someone's crossing the street and they see me coming, so they stop crossing the street and they go back and they sit down up ahead where I'm coming, and spread all their stuff out to make it look like they were there. It's fucking bizarre. So that whenever I come walking by, it's like, oh, aloha, my friend. It's like, nah, what do you want? Because they do. They want something, you know. It's just whatever. Even if it's just your time. I know that makes me sound like an asshole, but I kind of am. I mean, I'm nice to you if you know, if there's a genuine interaction. But if you're just nosy, or you're just like, what's this guy all about? You know, what's your thing? It's like, I'm not doing that. And I don't have anything, you know, that I want to give you. I mean, I have I'm a patron to certain, you know, guys that, or gals that are out here that I see all the time, and, you know, I'll throw them some money or some cigarettes or something. I have my people, but you could do that all day. You could do that all day. So you kind of have to keep moving. You know, you kind of have to keep moving. I say before, like, when you stop, even if you're just like looking at your phone and you're trying to figure something out, it's like when you stop somewhere, like a meter starts, like in a cab, and the longer you stay in that spot, the more likely someone's going to come up and try to figure out something about you. That doesn't really happen anywhere else that I've been, anyway, like any other major cities. There's a lot of things that are different to here that you don't see anywhere else. Like even a place like Manhattan, I use that as something to compare to, because it's always, you know, it's known as one of the citiest cities. I left alone there way more than I am here. I don't know, again, it's the heat. Is it the heat? I guess, you know, people, so they're not going anywhere. A lot of people are just hanging around outside, you know. And there's a lot of boredom, you know, a lot of people are bored. And when you're bored, you don't have a lot of brain activity happening up there. So you inevitably want to fill that up with nonsense, usually, like some kind of nonsense. Hey, what are you doing? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. It's like, it's the old, why you chasing me, why you running thing. You know, why are you chasing me? Why are you running? Well, why are you chasing me? Why are you running? Yeah, the word nonsense I use a lot. You know, there are people out here that are just like nonsense tornadoes. There's like a tornado of nonsense. They don't know what they want to talk about or what they want from you or what they want to do, but they know there's something. And you just gotta, you just kind of gotta weave your way around. You know, I often say it would be funny to see my Indiana Jones line. You know, that red line that he takes when he goes country to country or place to place. Follows him. It would be really funny if you got an overhead view of my red line in this neighborhood. The NAACP would not be happy about that red line either. They would be really mad. They would be really mad at me. See this guy over here with this little Chinese guy handing thing to a woman. What they do is they go around and they hand out these bracelets. You know, take one, take one. You're like, oh, this is a nice like monk. You know, it's giving me a little bracelet. But no, then they demand money from you. It's like the black dudes with the CDs. You know, we have that here now. We never had that before. You know, where you get it in the hood. Like whenever I lived in like a shitty area, you always get the dudes with the CDs, and they have about, and you know, I don't even know if there's anything on them, and they'll be like, yeah, take one of these CDs, and then you're like, oh, thank you, and then then they want money. They demand money. You don't want the CD back either. They just want you to pay them. What that happened to me here kind of recently. I was blown away. I'm like, oh fuck, we have the CD guys here now, and like, yeah, because we have the guys here now. You know, that we didn't really have before COVID. You know, this isn't another bitching about the massive immigration they've had to this area. I'm not going to get into that now. It's going to be happy day. Happy of good things. And to start things off the right foot, I'm going to go into Ross, and you're going to wait right here. Well, I mean, you don't have to. It'd be nice if you did. You'd miss a lot of good shit. Right? This Trump thing has made it hard to watch a lot of people on YouTube. I'm watching this, just randomly, sometimes I'll just see something pop up and I'll think, that looks interesting. And there was this guy that was going to Cannes Film Festival to see, you know, this movie or whatever. And one of the movies he saw was a movie called The Apprentice, which is about Donald Trump. So of course, it triggers this guy. And not to be mean, but I could tell by looking at him exactly what he's all about, you know. I mean, it's not good to do that. I'm sure people do that to me. You know, they see me and they think, you know, they'll bag, you know, and they're half right. But the thing is, it usually, it is the case that you can tell, you know, what their whole deal is. So looking at him, I wasn't thinking about politics to begin with, but once he started going in on it, I'm like, well, yeah, of course. How do you think he felt? Look at him. You know? And it's like, it's weird because people on, and I see it on both sides, but it seems more on the anti-Trump side, but those people think everybody has the same perspective as them. Like he's talking about the movies, like, and then, you know, it hints at his political future, but we all know how that turned out, and nobody likes it. It's like, well, I don't know, nobody likes it. The only people who would like this movie are idiots to begin with. The people that went in there that would be swayed to be voting for them, is, you know, they're already lost souls, so it doesn't matter. It's like, dude, that's a lot of people. That's like half your viewers, you know. He just, and he wasn't saying it to be a dick. He was just saying it. Well, probably was, but it was like he's saying it in such a matter-of-fact way. Like, we all know, you know. It's like, how does he think he got in office? You know, he has supporters. Well, it's not because of the people, your votes don't count, but I mean, a lot of people in the country support him, or at least some of the things he stands for. And it's like right away, I know this guy had a bad relationship with his dad, or some kind of, maybe his dad abandoned them, or currently fighting with him because he's a homosexual and his dad's mad about that. I'm just guessing that part, but the the Trump spell, and it was a spell. I mean, this is all, they use black magic on you. And most occultists will not, they don't use the term black magic. So, magic is magic. The enlightened man is beyond good and evil. No, there's fucking, if it's negative and it's being used in a negative way to hurt someone and to empower yourself to hurt someone, I consider it black magic. People just don't, they shun that term in occultism because they want to do evil shit. And I don't know about you, but I can tell what evil and what isn't evil. You know, if you're trying to butt rape a fucking kid, that's pretty evil. You know, you talk to some of these people and they're like, no, that's just like that's just part of the journey. You're trying to, it's like, fuck you, fucking scumbag. But yeah, you can tell it's like the guy's had a problem with his dad because the Trump spell, what it did, is it was centered around a father figure, right? So the guys that have the real meltdowns about Trump, they see their father and the relationship with their father is projected on Trump. This is all about projection. It's a charm. It's but it would be considered lesser magic. Anything mind control is lesser magic. And with women, it doesn't have to necessarily be the father, but it's an adult figure, someone that betrayed them, maybe abused them. This could be a stepfather, a bad touch uncle. That's projected on him. So they see that when they see him. And then there's projection that stems from the projection. Like when people used to get mad at me for not wearing my mask completely over my nose, they wouldn't see me, they would see Trump. Because things had been politicized so that if you're anti-mask or anti-vax, then you're pro-Trump. So when they would see me in the elevator, they weren't looking at me, they were looking at Trump. And that's why the reactions are so over the top. There's so much vitriol and so much evil, and I know it's not personal, it's not me, because it's not me they're seeing. They're seeing Trump. And Trump is a stand-in for their bad dad or the bad touch uncle. That's the most layman. There's other guys that could probably explain it better than me. That goes without saying for everything, but I'm going to pop in the store here for a minute. I have to get out of the area because I'm sure my security system is just going bing, 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 bing. Well, it's almost, what is it, like a little past 11, so a lot of the newer immigrants that were brought here are starting to wake up. And so it's going to be going off quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just like my security system doesn't take chances. And, you know, it's like, hey, you know, this pit bull running up the street here, this could be the one pit bull that doesn't want to rip my leg off. The one out of 100 that doesn't. But do I want to take that chance when it comes to having my leg ripped off? It's the fucking, it's the Batfleck thing. If it's even 1% chance, it has to be taken as a complete certainty, which I thought was brilliant when I first heard it. And everybody clowned on it. It's like, well, what if that 1% is you fucking dying? You know? You don't want to do that. Cross the street. Go to a different ATM. You know, just be smart, you know? But yeah, that Trump spell really affected people. There's a wrestling commentator, ex-manager, he's been in business for years, a guy named Jim Cornette, who has a great radio show about wrestling. But he's very much TDS completely, to a point where it's like annoying. But his dad died when he was young. And that's the sad thing too, it affects people who have absent fathers. And it doesn't matter how the dad is absent. So it's like it's affecting him because his dad died when he was young. It's just sad because that's no one's fault. But even though his dad, I'm sure, didn't mean to die, Jim resents him for dying on some level. Subconsciously. I know he probably wouldn't, if you asked him about it, he'd say, of course not, I don't resent my father. But he does, you know. This is subconscious bullshit. And a lot of this magic that they use, especially this lesser magic, it is connected to the subconscious. It works directly with the subconscious. It's not, these spells aren't being worked on your front brain, you know, because you can logically write all that. It's being affected on the sleeping part of your brain, the subconscious back there, which actually runs about 90% of you. Your day, just walking around, 90% of what you're doing, your actions, everything is run by your subconscious. Routines and subroutines, man. Like, it's used to doing things and it just follows along with those things. It takes in information. That's why watching violence in movies is bad, because you watch someone get shot, right? Your subconscious records that image, that experience, but it doesn't record the television you're watching it on. It doesn't record the actual device you're watching it on, or your phone you're watching it on. It just records the killing. So you've just fucking given yourself PTSD, you know? Whatever. I mean, it's just... all this stuff's being done to you 24 hours a day. You are under attack here. All is. But the good news is when you're aware of it, many things will not work on you just being aware of them. Like if you see how the assistant hands the magician the rabbit, when he pulls it out of his hat, you don't give a fuck. So much in that same way, if you can just be aware of how this stuff works, not even the advanced mechanics of it, it doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter. Just being aware of it will protect you. So, knowing, in this case, is 100% of the battle. Knowing is 100% of the battle. Don't do drugs. Alright, kids. See you soon. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school. Look at all your cute little hats.